Dark and stormy Halloween night as a man digs a grave. He mutters something about bad luck as a witch rises behind her headstone and begins to cackle. He runs away into the night, saying, "She's back, she's back." He reaches a house and pounds on the door, demanding the door be opened. And he describes what he saw, saying the witch rose exactly as she said she would 200 years ago when she was burned at the stake. But it falls on deaf ears, and the witch goes and haunts Salem. Welcome to Mysteries in the Machine.
Hey yo, meddling kids! I'm Charlie,
And I'm Ethan.
and happy Halloween in March, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, is this... Okay. This is our second Halloween episode in this show.
Yes.
Is this just like our second Halloween episode? Because I feel like there haven't been a lot of actual Halloween in the show
at least
before?
Not direct.
Yeah, like, you know, it's Scooby-Doo. There's like the spoopiness all around. But I think this is the second episode that we've had where it's like, yeah, it is Halloween night.
Indeed.
So, and we love it. This one, I think, is better themed for it.
Yes.
It's in Salem. Hey,
Yes.
yo! Ethan. Now, obviously, I have been to Salem.
Yes.
Have you?
I have never been to the state where you live.
Ethan. Okay. I will say, as someone who's from the area, I don't recommend going to Salem in October, personally, because of the amount of tourists.
Oh,
you can get the vibes literally any time of year, because they have a million museums. They have a million witch museums. So you can literally do it.
So go to Salem in June. Got it.
I mean, honestly, that is the second spoopy month of the year. It's Pride. Second Halloween.
Exactly. Christmas in July? Nah. Halloween in June.
I think that should be the new saying. Let's make this a thing, everybody. Halloween in June.
The last day of Pride is Halloween.
Absolutely. I think we owe it to all those who came before.
Indeed.
Now, Ethan, I know I've been hyping up this episode for so long.
Mm-hmm.
Was I right to?
You were. You really were.
Vindication.
I enjoyed this. Honestly, I am surprised it took this long for Scooby-Doo to cover the Salem witch trials in some form. But
yeah,
we're here.
Because this is
what we've had witches before.
I want to say this is our third witch episode. And it's also the third time Scooby has dressed in drag as a witch. In as many episodes.
Hey, Abracadabra Doo, I'm sure would be a great drag name.
That is, in fact, a movie from Scooby-Doo and has nothing to do with witches, ironically.
That's unfortunate. Oh, it's probably
about
stage magicians, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, well.
That is one of my favorite Scooby-Doo movies, I'm not gonna lie. It just is not about witches.
Well, when we cover it in 2029, I'm sure we'll figure that out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But this episode, the vibes impeccable.
Correct.
Like, as you described, we start off with a guy like digging a grave, and he's like, and she's just there. She's there above a grave. She's got purple and green. And this is like our second one of the show that's like got sparklies too.
Yep. Fucking Willow, man. Just fart and sparkle.
Hey, the witch also farts sparkles.
The witch does indeed fart sparkle. I love that for them.
So, our first guy in this sequence, I have to remember what the guys' names are. This is it's the gang, it's Arlene, and then it's a bunch of old men.
Yeah,
and that is sadly the entirety of the cast.
Yeah, I mean, I know that the leader, the guy with the glasses, his name is Squire something.
Squire Marley. And the gravedigger is Gar Mooney.
Okay.
That is not a name. That is not a fucking name.
I know Mooney is a name, but I don't know about Gar. Like Garth? Sure. A Gar is a fish.
Garlic.
Yeah.
His full name is Garlic Mooney.
Can you imagine somebody looking at a baby and deciding, yes, your name is Garlic?
Listen, in the Steven Universe world, they named their child Sour Cream.
And Onion. I know.
And Onion.
Their mom's name is Vidalia, which is a type of onion. So,
at least Vidalia sounds like a name.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Vidalia onions were named after someone, so...
So yeah, Gravedigger is like, oh my goodness. This shit's crazy. She's here.
Yep.
She's sparkling and queer. And...
the ultimate lesbian,
we gotta round up the house people. We gotta round up the townspeople for this one. So, the gang is here.
Yes.
The gang is ready to hang out on Halloween with their good buddy, Arlene.
Who we've never heard of.
No, we've never heard of. Just like the Vampire Bats and Scaredy Cats episode, it's just like, they have one of those friends who they just never talk about again. Or like Velma's many uncles. It's just once in a while they just have a friend in a random town. Yeah. I don't know. I want to know how they make all these friends.
Good question.
Just by also traveling around, and then they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna go back that way. Where's the backstory, guys? How did you meet her? What was the mystery then? So she called them and it's like something's happening, and she got cut off. Foul play. Bad things are happening.
Where Scooby and Shaggy?
Oh yeah, she just inherited the family home.
Yeah, specifically. Scooby and Shaggy are focused on trick. You can't hear me?
What did I do?
Hello?
It's probably me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I could see your waveforms.
Weird.
There we go. Okay, sorry, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying that Scooby and Shaggy are focused on trick-or-treating.
As they should be, honestly. So they got their bags for trick-or-treating, and Shaggy's like, Scoob, your bag's kind of small. For shenanigan,
yes.
His bag is... I mean, bags can be expandable.
Sure, but to
that's
this degree?
Cartoon physics of expandable bag.
Like, this isn't a trash bag.
Yeah. So as the gang is driving along, the old men see the Witch of Salem, and she's like, I'll have my revenge. So he does believe him. They believe that shit is happening.
So the gang arrives.
I was just like, no, I was looking at how it cut, and it for some reason it looked like the Mystery Machine crashed through something, but I think it was just the light.
Oh, okay.
They just did a weird animation thing.
Okay. So the gang finds the Wilcox family mansion, and the squire is there, and he's like, hey, turn around. This place is cursed.
They say that Arlene has been possessed by this witch. And that's
Hmm.
why, they're like, yeah, she looks just like her. So she must be
Hmm.
possessed by this.
Interesting.
Isn't she also like descended from her? Like why does that mean it
Yeah.
has to be her? But it's one of those like we're gonna believe in like the weird ghost mysticism shit and say that no, it is you, in fact.
Yeah.
Sure. But does the witch actually look that much like her?
No,
No.
not really.
Like, sure, maybe she has the same face shape and eye shape, but like everything else? No.
No.
It is kind of ridiculous that they're
Yep.
able to pick up on that.
Yeah. So they tell Squire to fuck off, and they drive up to the house, and they knock on the door. Nobody answers, and Scoob is so scared he jumps inside of Shaggy's.
I know Shaggy wears big shirts, but I don't think it's quite that big.
I would agree with that.
That is shenaniganery.
Correct.
Also, I think it's funny how like all the other people in town look like they're from the fucking 1700s for
Right.
some
Why is
reason.
that? Like,
Like it's
are
not
they
explained.
LARPing? Is that what's going on here?
Is this part of the it's Halloween night thing? It's never explained. And
Even though, even though Arlene is just dressed in like a turtleneck and pants,
she looks
like a
like a normal
person.
70s gal,
Yeah.
and everyone else here besides her and the gang is like it's still the witch times trials
Ooh.
whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So fucking insane. Shag and Scoob want to leave, but finally Arlene answers the door and she's like, "Come on, get inside. People are after us." And she explains that the townsfolk think it's her, actually. And
Because of
Scooby,
her ancestor. Yeah.
yeah, while she's explaining it, Scooby does the thing. He takes off the
Oh.
lampshade,
Yeah.
extends it, and puts it on his head to make it like kind of like a witch hat. And then he takes
Mm-hmm.
the lamp and then he rides around on it like he's a witch.
I love that for him.
Shenanigans.
Correct. I think I know where the writers of Hocus Pocus got the idea of oh god, which Sanderson sister was it that rode the vacuum?
Mary, I think?
Yeah, I
I want
want
to
to
say it
say
was
that was.
Mary. And Sarah rode the mop.
Yep.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff. So the gang's like, you know what? Don't worry about it, Arlene. We're here to help you. Okay, let's all go and unpack. Shag and Scoob, there's food in the refrigerator if you want it. And she said the magic word. She said food. She said snacks. They're running, and Scooby does the carpet thing.
Yep.
You know the carpet thing where
The
all of
carpet
it
thing.
bunches up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The very classic cartoon
Mm-hmm,
carpet.
mm-hmm.
And this is a food scene that I think is very important
Okay.
because Shaggy fights back.
Yes. So he's putting food on the table, and Scooby just keeps eating it and eating it and eating it until finally there's just a bunch of sausages all linked together. And Shaggy's like, "No, I've had enough of this. I'm going to eat this sausage now." And then they Lady in the Tramp,
Yeah, they
meaning
do.
they connect the sausage and they, mouth to mouth. And I
They
haven't
perform
paused on the most.
CPR as
Yeah,
one
they
does.
perform CPR.
Yeah. Of course they had to do one of those gags, but I'm just like Shaggy really deserves to eat that food. He's the one
He
grabbing all the
does.
food. Scooby like put on like a napkin or what have you around his neck
Mm-hmm.
and was ready to eat it. Didn't even bother to help. How
Nope.
rude. So it is shenaniganery.
Correct. And now Scooby and Shaggy are getting dressed up to go trick or treat.
Well, they have to. It's required. And
It
Shaggy
is.
has a surprise costume for Scoop. Like he didn't tell him what was gonna happen
Mm-hmm.
before that. And he's like, close your eyes, go stand in front of the mirror. And he gives him the purple dress and the green wig and the purple hat. And Scooby's like trying to feel for the mirror. He starts walking towards the door. And who should walk in the room but the witch?
It's the witch. And then we get more shenanigans of the witch just mirroring Scooby's movements.
Because he opens his eyes and he sees her and he's like, oh my god, what a great costume. That's so cool. Wait, that's a frightening monster in front of me.
Negative wisdom on this dog.
This man? Is that a man?
Am I a man? Well, don't we get copyright struck, so that's all I'll do.
So Shag and Scoop run into the bed.
Yep.
And I think this is also beautiful. Shaggy runs under the covers. Scoob goes also under the covers or under the bed?
He goes under the bed.
Yeah, and then it folds up. And then it becomes like a wardrobe against the wall.
With Shaggy still inside.
Like, what the fuck? Beautiful. Amazing. The witch is gone. But she left some very interesting stuff behind on the carpet. And everyone's like, what happened?
Like
what's
acidic.
going on?
It's like eating away at the carpet.
Yeah, that's concerning.
It's very concerning. And they see the witch heading for the graveyard. And Shaggy and Scoob are like, nope, we've already dealt with this witch enough tonight. We don't need any more.
So Smart Gang is going to go after the witch, and Shag and Scoob are going to stay here with Arlene.
Great plan.
In the spooky house that they already hated.
Yep.
And the window is open, and there's a tree right next to the window, and it like taps on both Shaggy's and Scooby's shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, never mind, we're going. Goodbye.
But by that time, Smart Gang's already gone.
Yeah.
So they're running.
There's a pumpkin
They go through a pumpkin patch. They both get pumpkin. Shaggy gets yoinked backward.
Because his are still like on the vine.
Yeah. Shenanigans with a haystack. Scooby's on top of Shaggy. It's a whole thing.
Okay, so
I think that's two different things.
I want to count that as two. Yeah, because we have like the separate one of the shoes and then the separate thing of the haystack. So.
Yep. Smart Gang arrives at the graveyard. They see the witch running away. And somehow Scooby and Shaggy make it like 30 seconds later to the graveyard. Don't know how they did that.
You know, the car wasn't going that fast, I guess.
I guess not.
Okay, what's weird to me is that the witch decides to keep just standing over her grave.
Yeah.
Like, this is me. This is me. Link me with this gravestone and this person. Mm-hmm. I am a Wilcox. I am a witch. Thank you. So, yeah, like literally, this is the Arlene's ancestor's grave, Melissa Wilcox, who has a witch symbol and in plain English, witch on her grave. Had you ever seen this symbol before, Ethan?
Yes, but I did not know what it was.
I feel like this show is probably where I knew it from. I'm not gonna lie. I also just realized that a YouTube series that I was consuming recently also used this symbol.
Oh, what did they use it for?
No, they also used it for not for witches though. They used it for like witch hunter kind of people. What did they call it again? They called it like the symbol of Mormo.
Okay.
Try searching that and not getting Mormon symbol.
Yeah. It's not really getting me anywhere.
Yeah, okay. So when I look up like the Mark of Mormo, there is like the, the Scooby-Doo thing, and then there's a bunch of other stuff that has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
So
I also see a Greek mythology
yeah, that
Mormo.
is, I believe that is the name of a creature and or possibly.
It seems like a witch.
Yeah.
Oh, Mormo was a woman of Corinth who ate her children, then flew out, according to an account only attesting to a single source, and they have it
Yep.
Scolios to
Also,
Aristides.
she's also associated with Lamia and Hecate.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's like witchcraft links going on in there. Hecate
Yeah,
being the goddess of witchcraft.
yeah.
I want to know what the fuck this sign actually is called because I know I've seen it. Things. Okay. Oh, Mark of Mormal is what the Scooby Doo
MORMOL.
wiki is saying.
Oh, okay. Well,
Why does Google not give me anything correctly?
there's also the
Oh,
it's
there
also
it
called
is.
the Leviathan cross. So I'll look that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Originally an alchemical symbol for sulfur, it was adapted by Anton LaVey in the Satanic Bible to represent autonomy, human autonomy, balance, and rejection of higher deities. Okay, so that makes sense.
There's just a full list of occult. This is
Mm-hmm.
a thing for me to go down later. That's
Yep.
awesome.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, cool that they actually use something that is related to
A
uh
a rare bit of
occult
accuracy.
things.
Yeah.
Accuracy in Scooby Doo?
Crazy.
Wild. It's just the fucking um captions that got everything wrong.
Yeah,
Literally,
they
the
did.
captions say that this guy is saying the Mark of Mormon,
Oh
and that is hilarious.
boy. Not the Mormons.
The
Why
Mormons are
are they always
witches.
here? Oh god.
Didn't you know the Mormons?
You know, honestly, it wouldn't surprise me with all the swinging and shit they do.
Well,
Hey,
that's not allowed.
anyone who has to get someone else to bounce a bed for them, witchcraft.
I can't. I can't. Okay.
Anyway, Scooby runs away after seeing that, and
Oh yeah, the
he,
old guy was here too.
yeah,
He's the one who told them about this.
the caretaker,
Garlic.
yeah, yes, Mr. Garlic. Scooby gets scared, runs into a tree. The tree yeets him into the air,
And he was riding his
and
broomstick that whole time.
of course,
So when it eats him, he looks like he's flying on the broomstick. And Shaggy's running in the opposite direction, and Scooby falls on him. Everybody thought it actually was the witch flying, and Shaggy's like, "Oh my god, she got me." No, it's Scooby. It's okay.
it's just Scooby. That's all it is.
So Garlic is being all like, "Leave this place. The witch is gonna get you." As we do. We have two creepy old men in this
Yes.
episode.
So they go back to the witch's headstone, and they say, "Oh, we'll check the records at the Salem Witchcraft Museum, see if she was actually." Meanwhile,
Right.
the witch is just, standing there menacingly, just
Menacingly.
just with
Okay,
her
wait.
hands up.
We also know the exact dates of her birth and death from this gravestone.
Yes.
She was born in
Yes.
1733 and died in 1778, while 1 year after America.
Yeah.
No, wait. 2 years.
No.
I can't do
2.
math. I can't do math.
That's okay. Meanwhile, at the town hall, we get an honest to goodness, like, torches and pitchforks mob going here.
Again, like, you would think these people are all just actual Puritans, and like
Yeah.
Salem, Massachusetts didn't evolve past the 1700s. Like, what? Also, wait a second,
Mhm.
because let me do some actual things, because I'm pretty sure this is way after the Salem witch trials is when
Yes,
they
I
killed
believe
her.
it is.
Because that was the 1690s.
Yeah. You would know better.
Oh, thank you. And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, she died in 1778." Just to make this 200 years exactly from
Yeah,
the
why
day.
not?
Like why? I mean, there were in fact other witch trials.
Sure.
I don't think there were going to be any in Salem in that year.
Yeah.
Were there any people executed for witchcraft
I think
around then?
there were a lot of there's been a lot of executions for witchcraft outside of that, right?
Well, yeah.
I don't
I
really
mean,
know.
there were technically people like I want to know if this is accurate, but this, according to Wikipedia, it's like there were actually people executed last year for witchcraft, um, in East Africa.
Huh.
So it does apparently still happen. Uh, it's definitely a lot less since, you know, it kind of stopped happening after the 1700s, and then it
Hmm.
happened again starting in 2000.
Excuse me?
What? There's apparently a lot of people in Africa and the Middle East that have been executed for
Oh,
witchcraft in the past, you know, 20 some odd years.
okay.
Jesus Christ. Okay. That's fun.
Yeah. Okay. So the gang arrives at the museum and they go inside and they see all the various paraphernalia, like a giant cauldron and stocks and a dunking stool. Charlie, you've been to Salem. Is there any historical validity to this?
I'm pretty sure there is. I'm pretty sure that is right actually. But there were also like other ways that people were killed as well. I
Hmm.
don't think anyone was actually burned at the stake
Where do we get
necessarily.
that idea from?
I just had the thing up, and then I just so a lot of hangings.
Okay.
Yeah, no, most of them were hanged, at least in Salem. The people who were
Okay.
burned to death were in like Europe. People were burned to
Okay,
death
so
in
that didn't
Europe.
happen in Salem. Okay.
No. In Salem, Massachusetts, most of them were hanged for all of this stuff.
Okay.
But I know that some people were drowned. I don't know if that was necessarily Salem, but I know some people were drowned for witchcraft as
Hmm.
well.
Okay.
I did look this up like a long time ago. But I always think the most interesting one was the man who was crushed to death. Um
I'm sorry?
yeah, they just kept putting stones on him.
That's gonna be a shitty way to die.
Yeah. And because he just kept refusing to like say this thing, he died as part of
Yeah.
it. Yeah. Look up the dunking. Oh, used in identify witches. Maybe it wasn't actually for killing them.
Well,
But
I mean,
yeah,
Fred
no,
even
this
says it
thing.
was just to make them confess that they were like
Yeah.
waterboard.
Yes. I could have also sworn that they,
Hmm.
but yeah, no, this is fairly accurate. Yeah, it looks exactly like it does in the episode. So Scooby Doo is doing some stuff today. It did.
The writers went to the library this time.
They did two historical good things and one that was like, huh?
Yeah. Um, Scooby and Shaggy walk past a fake witch, and Scooby messes with her a little bit, and then her arm moves, or the arm moves, because there was a mouse in it, or in the sleeve of the cloak she's wearing.
Yeah, the Scooby angered a small animal. Check it off.
Indeed, he
It
did.
happened again. Also, of course, because his nose got like irritated, it did the whole like bulging thing.
Mm-hmm.
I always think that's funny. So Velma does come across the symbol again, and it says it's will keep the witch from rising from her grave. I
That
love
doesn't
something
make
that
any.
does. There are I mean there are like mystical things like that, Like,
Sure.
that's not what the symbol is actually for or anything,
Yeah, I was gonna say
but
that's not what symbol's actually for.
yeah, but there are like protection things that people use for stuff like that. Like when they thought people were
Hmm.
vampires, um, and they tried to keep them from coming back out,
Okay.
stuff like that.
Um, and
Oh,
Fred
and
found a family. Sorry,
no, go ahead.
Fred
I was
found a
gonna say the
family
same thing.
tree for the Wilcox family, and the he found Arlene's parents' name scratched out and the word Gemini under.
Gemini. Whoa, does that mean that she's a Gemini? Is it her birth sign? This is my favorite joke, actually.
Listeners,
Shaggy's
I'm a
dumb joke
Gemini. I
here.
found this very funny.
Shaggy's dumb ass joke here, where he's like, "Oh, maybe that's her birth sign. I was born under a hospital sign myself."
It was great.
I feel like this means that Shaggy was actually born right outside the hospital, and that they didn't
Yes.
get there fast enough.
Well, actually, that something similar to that happened to one of my friends. His They got to the parking lot of the hospital, and his mom went into labor in the parking lot. So the labor and delivery staff just came outside.
That's amazing. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So Velma argues Arlene can't be a Gemini. She's born in October. Maybe on Halloween, perhaps?
Hmm.
But she's most likely a Scorpio. So,
Which
not a
Kelly's a
Gemini.
Scorpio, so
Alrighty. There you go. So, this is a clue, and they have to go talk to Arlene. And then they also have to head to the graveyard.
hooray! Um,
And they also have to trap the witch.
yes.
Fun!
We got the mob marching towards the graveyard.
Yep, they have to
Meanwhile,
go get Arlene.
Mr. Garlic is at the mansion. He's warning Arlene, like, hey, there's a mob. They're out to get you. They think you're a witch.
Wait,
Leave.
there's like one guy in this mob who looks like he could just be a normal ass dude. Like he's
Yeah.
wearing a baseball cap.
Yep. It's just a guy.
Just a guy. It's funny that they all just have like torches and they're running through like 1970s Salem.
I was gonna say, this is the 70s. They have flashlights.
Yeah, but flashlights aren't as intimidating as fire.
This is true. Meanwhile, Scooby and Shaggy are still going trick or treating anyway.
Yeah, they're like, well, we're gonna meet you guys there later. We'll see ya. And Shaggy's costume is like a monk question mark.
Yeah, that was what I was thinking. A monk of some kind.
He vaguely fits in with the theme of like
Yeah.
old timey
Um,
robe.
yeah. Scooby knocks on the first door, says trick or treat. A woman puts a cat in his uh, pillowcase, his bag. I always used a
Free
pillowcase.
cat.
Free cat. Um, and the cat takes off down the road and jumps over a fence, and they both land in a trash can. Cat runs away, and Scooby's like, "Well, that sucked."
And then Shaggy also has pretty bad luck because he says trick or
Yeah,
treat, and then the guy says, "I'll take the treat," and they take his bag, and then they also throw it back over his head, and Shaggy's head breaks through the bag.
that's just a dick move. Like,
Like,
what are
what the
you doing?
fuck?
Yeah,
This is like, hey, don't go to Salem. They're actually assholes, and also they want to
yeah,
kill you.
yep. Arlene. Oh yeah, I didn't mention Arlene did run away whenever Mr. Garlic mentioned that there was people after her.
Yeah, she did.
But she left the door wide open.
Smart.
Yeah,
Just a
great
smart
idea.
idea. Don't
Um,
lock your house.
yeah, not at all. Um, Meanwhile, with Scoob and Shag, Arlene found them because I guess she ran into the mob, and the mob chased after her.
Yep. Oh, the smart gang did in fact find the door just ajar, and they're like, "Arlene, are you okay? Are you here?" And they're concerned, but it's okay because Shag and Scoob found her, and Scooby's the one who looks like the witch right now. So
Yeah, so the squire's like, Gadzooks, the witch turned herself into a dog. And Scooby's like, you're so dumb. Not me. No, it's you. It's you, buddy.
first, okay, Shag and Scoob, they already both lost their bags of
Yep.
nothing because they didn't get any candy, and then they
Hmm.
have their bags and they seem like they are full of things.
Yeah.
And Scoob like drops it, and that's why he gets separated from the others.
Yep.
Choices were made here.
Yep. So the mob grabs Scooby and takes him to the museum. Shaggy transforms himself to hide behind things. Like his body's made of Play-Doh. Because he becomes like a lamppost, a mailbox, and a tree.
This is some Scooby ass behavior from
Correct.
Shaggy.
But I guess he's not quite enough because the squire's like, we found a minion, get him. And not only that, Shaggy trips over his empty bag and lands in a trash can.
Yep. And they know him to be in league with the witch, so they take him and his trash can along for the ride.
Built in trap, I guess.
And the gang is just like, well, I wonder where Shag and Scoob are.
Um, so the men are like dunking Scooby over and over again because he's refusing to confess. And Shaggy's like, no, that's a dog. And he takes his hand out of the stock to gesture at
Yep.
Scooby and then puts it
Uh-huh.
back.
Uh-huh. It's like how you go to like wherever I'm trying to think of an example. But like you see those like fake stocks or whatever that you can take pictures with
Yeah.
at places. And that's what you would imagine is happening here.
Yeah.
But this is the museum. Supposedly those are in fact real stocks. I think Shaggy
Yeah.
is just that skinny.
Yeah. Even though somehow he can't get himself out of it later because he sneaks out and goes back to the gang still bound in one of those stocks.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
I like that Scooby is taking a bath. That's my favorite
You
part of
know,
this sequence.
yep,
Is that they
you're
just
dunking
keep
him
dunking him, and he's like doop 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 doop. Real question is, where'd you get the soap?
hammer space.
Arlene did go and find the gang. Good on her,
And
and
they
so
do.
does Shaggy eventually.
Yep. They come in on the top floor of the museum where there's conveniently placed another fake witch. And Velma says, I must save my sister witch. And Fred pushes the dummy off the balcony and yeets Scooby upwards and out the door.
Yeah, because it's like a perfect like seesaw
Incredible.
thing going
Incredible. Marvelous work.
on. At least Scooby's clean now.
Yes, he is.
So they get the fuck out of Dodge, but the
Mhm.
mob is after them. And Fred's big idea here is to dig in the cemetery.
Great plan.
So we have
the
a
mob-
fake hole that we put
Yep.
like the branches over and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Always a good one.
Yep. The mob finds them. The witch finds them. The witch somehow still literally falls into this pit, even though there's no way. Wait, no, she falls into a different pit. One that wasn't even covered.
Yeah, no, Shag and Scoob fall into the trap, and she falls into the one that Mr. Garlic was digging at the beginning of this fucking episode. What are the
Not
fucking
even-
odds?
I know.
Is that like okay? this is an episode of Scooby-Doo,
Yes.
but that was like a Chekhov's gun.
It was. It's one of the few times they've done it correctly. So we get the explanation that Arlene has a long lost twin sister because of the word
What?
Gemini.
Gemini
And
means
Gemini
the
are the twins.
twins. Yeah. Ethan, where's your long lost twin?
I don't know. I haven't found him yet. Or her. Or them. I don't know. Twin can
Well,
be of
we'll
any
be on the
gender.
lookout. I think Ethan has a witch twin somewhere out there. Who's
That'd
to
be
say?
fucking cool. I won't lie to you.
And then you guys can be like Twitches.
I was gonna bring that exact thing up. I'm glad you thought of that.
Hey, listen, best movie duology of like Halloween.
Yes.
So
well, not even Halloween Town? Wait, no, there's more than 2 Halloween Town movies, right?
That's 4 of those.
Okay. I've only seen the first 2 then.
So they explained that yeah, she didn't know that she had a twin. It's not really explained that why she never knew she had a twin, but that the stuff was erased about her twin, and they just put in Gemini.
There was no purpose. Yeah.
I that is my one issue with this episode is they don't really explain what happened there. But
yeah. Did she go live with relatives? Did they put her up for adoption? Like, what?
They not have the money to support 2 children or something.
Clearly,
like,
they have a mansion. They've got money.
Like, there's something going on here, and you know, maybe the twin sister was well within her rights here to be like, excuse me, I am also part of this family. You cannot just leave me out of this.
Yeah, but she did also try to just take it all from Arlene. She didn't want to share it with her.
She was going the route of like, oh, well, you're the one who's getting all this inheritance, so it's your fault. Maybe their parents are dead. Who knows?
That's my that's my guess.
She can't take it on the parents
because Arlene inherited the mansion. So my guess is their parents passed away.
We don't even know what the twin sister's name is. We just know that that's her twin sister, and they look exactly alike. And
they couldn't even bother to give her a name. That's so dumb.
And she had an accomplice. Who was it?
Mr. Garlic.
Mr. Garlic, who's literally his digging of a grave at the beginning is why she failed. That's the funniest thing.
Incredible.
Oh yeah, they also explained the acidic stuff going on.
Mr. Garlic had a battery rig that made the witch glow, and there was battery acid.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That is a lot.
I've never had that issue before, so
yeah, can't say I have either.
Be careful of battery acid.
Yep. And so they're all back at the mansion, and Scooby has caught a cold because he got wet and it's cold outside. So Shaggy brings him some chicken soup, except the chicken is alive and taking a bath in the soup.
So you're telling me it's not soup. It's soap.
No. Charles.
The chicken is taking a bath, Ethan.
The chicken is taking
it is bath water.
Yes.
Also rude that Shaggy was just like, oh yeah, let me just put this chicken in this water and call that chicken soup.
I think he tried to prank Scooby
a live
on purpose.
Chicken.
Yeah, a fully live chicken.
That's true. He could have been pranking Scooby. You know what? Scooby deserves it for once again stealing all of his food. So he ate absolutely. But it is a good shenanigan to end on. But now, what time is it, Ethan?
It's terror time again.
It is presumed that the year... What the hell is this sentence? It is presumed that the year takes place in 1978. That this... I would assume
the episode takes place in is 1978?
Yeah. This is not a sentence. Presumably, this episode takes place in 1978. Let's go with that.
Okay. Okay. The witch's sign, also referred to as the Mark of Mormal, is a real-life alchemical symbol for sulfur, known as the Leviathan Cross in the occult.
Yep. This episode features the only time Scooby-Doo has sneezed his catchphrase at the end of an episode. Huh.
Until 2024, the scene where Fred tells Shaggy and Scooby to meet the rest of the gang in an hour after Shaggy secretly planned to go trick-or-treating with Scooby was removed from later reruns, most recently on Boomerang, for
Probably for timing or something. I don't know. They probably wanted to sneak in an extra commercial.
Yeah, probably.
Because that feels like a weird scene to take out for no reason.
Yeah.
But, Ethan, how many shenanigans did we end this episode with?
Grand total of 23.
Damn. We gotta work harder at finding the shenanigans, I feel.
Yeah.
Because we're getting very, very middling.
Towards the end here. I mean, I don't think anything is going to beat the Ghost of Sack the Quarterback for the amount of that
True,
exists.
but it'd be nice to get more that were like, I don't know, in the late 20s to like above 30 or something.
Sure.
You know? It'd be nice to get a few higher up contenders going on there.
Sure. All right.
Now,
so Charlie, whose side are we on?
I'm on Arlene's side. She did nothing wrong. My girl has no idea what's happening. Her twin sister turns out to be evil and wants to, like, kill her.
Yeah.
Like, no, technically she doesn't try to kill her, but she's trying to get an angry mob to go after her.
Yeah.
Like,
Not
that's
great.
a bit more than just trying to steal your mansion.
Yeah. All right. And then, what would you rate this? I would dare say this is probably the only perfect episode out of the season.
Yeah, Ethan. I think this is a 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 Scooby snacks. Giving it every single Scooby snack. Shaggy deserves them all.
Scooby has been stealing them the entire time.
And that is another episode of the Scooby-Doo Show. To switch a witch. We didn't even talk about that. Did this episode make more sense for the to switch a witch versus the Ozark witch switch?
Like, this made more sense for the switch a witch thing because the twin sister was trying to switch herself with Arlene.
I feel that makes sense. So, altogether, better episode. We love, we stan.
Yes.
Justice for Arlene.
Justice for Arlene.
And now I'm sick just like Scooby. But for now, Ethan and I, we're going to go for our next mystery. Bye-bye.
Bye. Mysteries in the Machine would like to thank its $10 and up patrons, especially Polish Lavender and Davey B. Thank you for being so generous in helping us keep this podcast going.
You can follow this podcast's socials at Mysteries in the Machine Pod on Instagram. You can send a message to our email, mysteriesinthemachinepod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Ethan, on Instagram and Threads at ethan.t.hewlin. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram.
And yes, I am still kind of dying, but it's okay. Everything is fine.
Not dying.
Ethan, I was doing fine for a solid couple months there. Like my voice wise, at least. You know, my skin is still killing me. But I did not get sick for a while there. I wasn't even coughing. And now the world is ending. Like, the world is ending. I'm dying once again.
Rip Charlie.
It was the fact that my boss actually sent me home that was wild to me. Like, what? You're not going to tell me that I need to be here even though I'm dying? I'm surprised.
Daisy.
Genuinely surprised at common decency.
You know, you'd think more people would be that way.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Okay. We got a nice long opening for you here today.
We do.
I think this episode has everything, personally.
It truly does.
This is an episode I think that is almost immaculate. Probably.
I would agree. Is a